Yeah, this tile set's quite nice. It took me a while to get used to it. Because our other tile set we use, Space Fox, is so clean and so simple that for a while, loading this up, all I could see is the noise. But I let myself play with it for a full day with a little test fortress because I was experimenting with different things and really trying to make an effort to learn some new things and to break some old habits, right? I was starting to feel like all my forts look the same, you know, because I learned a good way. And yeah, you want to keep playing, you know, if you've learned an optimal way to do something, you want to keep doing it, but maybe you were wrong. Maybe it wasn't the optimal way. And in any case, every fort started feeling a little samey. So this one's already, to me, feeling very different. And I'm excited about that. Very hyped. Okay, did this get built? There you go. I gotta say the sloped, the tile set's icon for slope isn't maybe the most obvious to me in the universe. But anyway, now dwarves can climb onto the roof over here. Let me just, I don't think they're a problem, but they're annoying me for multiple reasons. Trees are just annoying. So we're gonna go and order some chopping. Did it take? I mean, I'm assuming so. Here, let me unchop. Chop. Okay. Yeah, I guess it was already flagged to be chopped over here. Yeah, I don't think they actually get in the way. I'm gonna build, construct, floor. We don't have the floor on the walls. Although for simplicity, I'll do this one, even though the middle wall is floored. There you go. So this building will get enclosed. Look, some of the wood from a previous chop fell on top of this building, which is kind of funny. What are nearby civs? So there's a human and a goblin civilization nearby. Oh, we never checked the news. So, all right, well. So our fort is here. For those of you who weren't here for the start, this is our fort here. Our previous fort is over here. The one that fell to, well, ultimately it didn't fall to any were creatures. We defended against the early were panda invasion and the much, much, much worse were elk invasion. The problem is, and I couldn't believe it, like the were elk thing was really bad, but somehow we pulled through, and then our broker necromancers, one of his pet undead, started slaughtering people with a sock. He killed 42 people with a sock. And that finished off her. And we couldn't kill him. We threw everyone at this one undead creature, could not take it down, and it just kept butchering our recruits, our new recruits, over and over with a sock. Somehow. Anyway, that's over there. We're gonna be sending squads out on a mission later on to clear that out. Okay, so that's that. What is holdings and tributes? Right, that's not gonna be. Well, I guess it's a little way. So there's a goblin hamlet to our southwest. So 2 sites with population 100 and 2 with a population of 30. And what's this to our northeast? That's a human fort of Wish-Tired with about 50 people. And then these purple bits over here. Ooh, goblin pits. So quite a few. So we have a lot of goblins nearby. More goblins. Bunch of dwarves over here. It'd be interesting to see if there's any warfare that shakes out, because I think these are more goblin pits over here, the purple. Yeah. Okay. What else? P for people, no missing citizens, artifacts. So there's a bunch of them all over the place. Oh, news and rumors. There you go. So news and rumors, this is what we got from before, from the visitors. People, yeah, just people replacing leadership. Nothing very exciting over there. And if we go to civilizations, so 2 dwarven civilizations. I'm surprised the goblin ones don't show up over here, but anyway. That's the world. Okay. Got a thirsty dwarf there, getting some booze. How are we doing on booze? I mean, we don't have a bookkeeper assigned to a permanent task yet. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just quickly in here, because again, we're still using this place as a catch-all. Table, chair. We're going to set up a bookkeeper and managing office in here so we can get some more accurate counts. It's funny, over here there's like a little set of smooth tiles, but it almost just looks like it's a foot-worn path, like a desire path. Cancel construction rock table, need non-economic hard rock. Do we really not have any rocks? I mean, you should be able to use Gabbro, or is Gabbro considered economic? Gabbro? Gabbro? Oh, that's wood. Oh, yes, that's not even... We don't have a rock stockpile. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't normally build one. But maybe we will. We'll have to... Here, we're going to queue up our first job over here. We're going to ask for a wood wheelbarrow. I'll get, we ask for like 3 of them. We don't have a manager yet, so it's not going to happen, but that's going to be okay. I don't know. It's going to be in one of these lists, but not there. It must be in other stone. I don't know. We'll put a little stockpile there. I'll give our peasants something to do, bring some rocks closer to our masons' workshops. Like apple. Gabbro. Okay, Gabbro. Let's see. Do I play RimWorld or CK3 right now? I haven't played either in a while. Man, that's a hard decision. I'm really enjoying our CK3 run right now. And right now, since I got my brain on a Dwarf Fortress, I'm like, RimWorld what? But what'll happen is at some point, I'll be like, yeah, I'm done with Dwarf Fortress for a bit. Get that RimWorld itch. Okay. So we do have some idlers. Again, because of the nature... Oh, actually, our stone knockers are all idle. Well, tell you what. Let's start doing some mining then. Actually, we'll mine out this wall before it gets smoothed. We could turn on smoothing for our other stone knockers, but we'll go ahead and focus them, and especially if they have picks. So... Now the big question is, what does the rest of the fortress look like? Well, I'm thinking maybe every 5 levels is going to be where we put one of our cast levels. Because I want to give some space in between, so they have their own reserve space, and maybe they go up and down a little bit. Also, if we find some good veins to mine, we can tweak around that for a little bit. But yeah, let's start mining down. So one of the things that I'm not going to do, normally I have my... Hell, I might even have it... Oh, I was going up, not down. I was like, what's going on here? Oh yeah, so floor layout over here. So if I hit play on this macro, right, I usually have some sort of like standardized structure that I use like this for my floors. And man, does it ever work well? But again, I'm tired of all my shit looking the same. So I don't want that. So, let me pause again here. What I think I'm gonna do is we'll assume, because this might be a good floor for administrators. It might be a good floor for like various military squads and stuff too. And again, one of the things I might end up doing is having like sort of a bit of a hull, some sort of strip of over here. We might carve fortifications in here so that we can set archers outside of, oh, they'd be on the other level. It would be on the lower level anyway. Well, no, actually, the archers can shoot up. So we could have a bit of an archer gallery here shooting down, in addition to the pillar placements, right? So that might be something we do. So conceptually, what does that imply? Well, that implies that we're obviously going to need some hallways over here. Also, maybe we end up with training barracks here, or, you know, a couple levels above or a couple levels below here so that they can easily go and service this area. This might be a good place for administrative offices. I don't know about living quarters, but it might be a good place for like a manager and bookkeeper, for example. But something like that. But then after that, we're going to dig down. Now, normally I end up just putting the stairs like in the intersections, but I think I'm going to do something where the staircase is kind of off in its own little alcove, which means slightly worse for pathfinding, but might be better overall. Oh, I guess, hang on. Let me change my mind over here. I want to make this a little bit longer because I want to use this as a bit of another airlock for our base. With various things, maybe lots of traps in there or something. Because again, I'm going to consider the entrance hall. Oh, okay, hold on. This is not going to be our floor. Ultimately, one level down from this is going to be our floor of this great hall. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to channel here and properly build the hallway on this floor, because this is going to be the true ground floor of our great hall. And then I still want a longer hall here to do a bit of an airlock to the outside world. And then we'll assume that there's going to be a bit of a branching off of hallways to do other things here later on. But then, yeah, we're going to go ahead. And I guess I'll do a 2x3 hallway. Down, 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 down. Now, the downside of this positioning over here, it's not actually centered on the map. And I kind of like the idea of... Hold on. I will go down a few levels here to give us some space. But then what I'm going to do again, designate Shift P. There you go. That is the center of this map. And I think this is where I want kind of the down shaft to go. There. This is going to be the primary down shaft of our actual base, our actual fort. The inside of our fort. So this will provide another sort of airlocky kind of level. Do this because we can put doors here and here. Maybe same thing here because you're channeling there. Perfect. You'll come down, a couple of doors, trap hallway. There'll be some accessibility over here for things that need to be on the outside of our main. Because this area here, everything over here is going to be our main, the actual floor of our main chamber. We go down, have a bit more of a safety airlock. There. Okay. Floor. Airlock's on 120, or that's minus 120, 124. So 120 is going to be our first actual working floor. And what I'm thinking for floor 120 is 120 might be our stone working floor, because the primary thing we're selling is rock crafts, and we're going to have to bring the rock crafts from here to the trade depot. And this will minimize the distance required for that. I kind of like it. Also, I kind of wanted a 2x2 staircase, but I guess this is fine. So I'm gonna hotkey F3, zoom to here. One thing I want is each floor to look slightly different. So this is going to be our stone. But see, the staircase, then there's no proper center. You know what? Instead of 2x3, hang on. Come down here. I got an idea. What the hell did I just do? Toggle standard marking? Oh, I fucked that up. I kind of want to cross. But that's not going to work well here. What I was thinking about for the staircase is like, can I do something like this and then I can put statues in the corners? The problem is this becomes very annoying to just do in bulk. But it does put a nice center point for our floors. Maybe I do this. Record a macro. Go down. Unrecord macro. We save this one as down cross. And then I can play. Let me make sure. Looks good. Okay, good. Because then we could put statues in the corners, but then yeah, it gives us a nice center point to work on. So down on floor 120. So this is going to be our stoneworkers floor. And with stone, I'm going to have a layout based on circular rooms to represent boulders and square rooms to represent rock blocks. And that's going to be it. And so each one of these, which might be gapped like by 5 floors each, which might be a problem when we hit a cavern layer, but we'll deal with that when we get there, is going to have kind of a different vibe and different layout. So we can use, is it dig circle? Circle dig? Dig circle. So if I set you here, oh, mouse click made a thing. If I set you here and go for dig circle 9 hollow. It's actually revealing what color some of the rocks are. Actually, I might kind of like this. No, let me try. Try again. We'll do filled. And then what I'm going to do is remove. There you go. So we can put doors here, here, here. Workshops and things. I wonder if there's a good... If I do this to like 7? No. I think that's a good spot for a 9s actually. Yeah. And then I want some square rooms. Here? I think that's how I lined it up, yeah. Oops. Good. And these square rooms are going to be perfect for the workshops. Because I can fit 4 workshops in each one of these with a little walk path in the middle. Now, we don't need this much to start off with. Oh. Just realizing. That's not quite a match. Now, we could even do things like the sleeping quarters for the dwarves belong to this cast or something like that. Could be... Bottom square space differently. Okay, good. Sorry, I didn't have chat up, so I wasn't able to respond right away. We could put the sleeping quarters for the dwarves that belong to this particular faction in here, but I don't know if we will. Some of these could be used for stockpiles, like the round, maybe the big rounds are for stockpiles. These are just little intersections. We could also use some of these little rooms for guild halls, but we can also expand this pattern a little bit more. Well, the problem is having the number of rooms be 7 doesn't work. We're going to have 7 layers. The actual casts themselves are going to organize themselves in different ways. I like the idea that casts do sleep close to where they work. Yeah. Although the Life Minders cast, they're, you know, the caretakers, the this, that. I mean, that's where the food hall is going to be. They would probably deal with the, like, you know, maybe they clean rooms, right? The room service and that sort of vibe. So we could have the rooms there as well. I could have a dormitory assigned. The problem is you have to manually assign each bed to individual dwarves that belong to a caste, which could be kind of really annoying. Staircase rooms surrounded by 6 rooms would make 7. That's true, but that doesn't give us much flexibility to play with different shapes depending on the cast. I don't know what all the shapes are going to look like, but this is going to be our stoneworkers hall. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm just going to restrict the building. Like this. So we're going to get a small circle, a big circle, and then this square room over here for now. Just so that we don't, like, over-dig at this time.
It's whiskey and chocolate.
It's whiskey and chocolate. Who dat? Hey, no one! You want a different looking fort. Perhaps bedrooms are accessible via vertical shafts, no hallways. 1 tile door, 3 tiles furniture. You can fit 4 around a 1 tile circuit. That's really interesting. I do kind of like that idea for a verticality feel. Something could become very interesting when we do hit cavern layers, because we could be strict about like our placement, and just some of these, some of the casts could live on the cavern layers. I mean, there's still plenty of rock to operate on some of them. We'll see. I didn't cut off. Oh, sorry, over here. Thank you. Done. Okay, there we go. Now we got this little isolated sub area. All right, let's let the fort start going again. I'm happy I caught this before I dug out too much. I mean, I might still want stuff over here, but this is much more what I wanted, because this is going to be the true floor of the Great Hall over here. Do I have 3 people mining? No, just 2. The stone confused me when we were zoomed out a bunch. As I say, we only have 2 picks, so I think only 2 people can be mining. We have that one dwarf. Who's doing the smoothing? What's your name? Oh, wait, I'm helping. I'm helping is doing the smoothing. Oh, marker only designation. You think it's sticking around? Oh, oh, is this it? Is this what this blue is? That's what this blue is. How do I undo that marking then? I guess you untoggle it. Right, so this is a planning mode. Is that it? Okay. Well, I mean, worst case scenario, if nothing happens, then nothing happens. There we go. Something like that. All right. Pretty pleased. Again, because of the way we've got things set up, there's going to be a lot of idlers, which is not good. Although Monty Max could be doing hauling. Is there really no hauling to be done? I'm kind of surprised by that, but all right. I mean, there's plenty of wood still sitting around, but I mean, our wood stockpiles, I think, are pretty full. No, see, over here. Oh, there you go. Now you're storing. We might have just been looking at you between jobs. The flesh render Sarge might not have anything to do if there's nothing to hunt, and that's kind of legit. You have the tanner shop. Again, you know, things are just placed willy-nilly here, but that's all okay. We could start training dogs for war, but I really don't want them fighting right now. I want a critical mass. Put plant tenders and cavern layer, grow stuff in open space. That's a good idea. That's actually a very nice idea. Wait, oh, just a cat. I like how the cats are legendary climbers. You're goddamn right. Oh, something else for the plant tender to do, although he's probably still picking plants right now. Sort of build plot. It's hard to see because of the way I guess not everything is growable here because there's some just actual stony tiles. Hang on. March thistle, loam. I mean, it should all be growable. Build plot. No mud soil for farm. Is it because it's indoors? It's outside. Inside. Oh, that's the wall. Dig said stony tiles replaced with mud. Well, we're going to see what this looks like. What we can do is we can manually get some water in there if we need to do some flooding. Ultimately, above ground farming is not what we're going to do. We're going to do this for now just because we don't really have underground farming. There are some, like, I think we can grow plants on loamy layers. But, again, I'm trying to intentionally do things not how I normally do it. And oftentimes I do a very high level, like, you know, high Z level little farm over here on the surface. But I really want to wait until we hit the cavern layer and then pump some water in there and get a farm going in the cavern layer, which will have to be constantly monitored by military, which is going to be pretty dependent on us having bigger military numbers. Dig. Go. Excellent. Okay. No, we can farm outside. I was just trying to do it for protection, and it would look kind of cool. And mostly I was just curious to see if we could do it. But again, yeah, I don't really care what goes on over here. Now, we only have one plant tender, and... oh, he's currently storing items. I think at this point, we can remove... let me just read to make sure we're up to date here. Our plant tenders... what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset your plant tender thing, which should just... yeah, it's just going to pull off the hauling. I don't need you to do any hauling. We still have a couple of peasants, and the woodwhacker, life minder, metal shaper still have hauling on. So you can really focus on that. So Erica's constructing a building? I guess the peasants must have the construct job, or the... oh! The hauling by default includes... so in Dwarf Therapist, when you toggle hauling, construction is one of those things. So Erica had already started contributing to a construction job, but she won't anymore. It doesn't cancel. If you remove someone's labor, it doesn't stop their job. There. She's back to gathering plants, which is fine. So we might not... oh! She might have been constructing this, actually. We should grow cabbages all year round. Because 2 reasons. 1... my cabbages! And 2, what are cabbages if not small Brussels sprouts? Haulers aren't a class. We have a peasant class, and they have hauling turned on. So we're always, in the long run, we're always going to have a certain number of peasants that aren't added to a caste. Or what are cabbages but not big Brussels sprouts? What are Brussels sprouts but not small cabbages? Sorry, I think I double inverted something somewhere along the way. Triple inverted. Let me just check the pasturing, make sure everything's groovy. Yeah, everyone's properly assigned. It looks like this, I think this horse wanders out of the pasture from time to time. I guess if I set this door to be tightly closed so not pet passable. Because I'm wondering if there keeps having to be a dwarf that like returns people to pass. Why are you panicking? Overcome by terror. Terror at what? What are you being terrorized by? I mean, maybe there's birds, buzzards, giant flies. Okay, see, this is one of the reasons we have to get this ceilinged up. Which actually, I'm surprised. Okay, the upward slope should let people on the wall. Oh yeah, the floor's happening, just slowly but surely. The flooring is happening. In DF, who knows? Maybe Brussels sprouts are bigger than cabbages. You're right. That's what we're growing giant Brussels sprouts. Don't let anyone tell you that they're cabbages. We're growing giant Brussels sprouts. Okay, here's a question. In an effort to make things different. Normally what I do is I set up a big refuse pile outside my fort somewhere. Is there another way we can do that? I mean, especially with DF hack, I could set up a tiny refuse stockpile and then put an auto dump command on it, so that things get moved into a quantum stockpile, so it takes up less room. Because, like, I mean, I think for now, we don't really have much of a choice. We kind of have to do this to clear out stuff from outside. Mostly, I was just thinking the butcher shop here is going to start getting filled with refuse if nothing happens. Set up a diagonal chamber as a refuse pile. Miasma can't go out in a diagonal. So, okay, we would keep a room inside of our fort for our miasma, or for our refuse. Just lock it in? Underground multi-level refuse with grates to the top? Maybe. I mean, we still have to set up a stockpile, but then we could set it to auto dump. Just dig a chimney to the surface. Because I want to do something different, because I hate having the big garbage pile just sitting on the surface. Oh, there we go. We're nearly at our stone knocker's lair. Dump it in a river like in real life. Throw it into magma. At some point, that might be a... well, I mean, the refuse piles are still useful because, like, bone and shells end up in a refuse pile. Looks like there's an axe in here. Must just be a graphic, though. No, there's a business bronze battle axe. It must have just been dropped by someone? I guess we don't have an armor and weapon stockpile. This music is very chill. Kind of like it. I meant to check, how's the volume like? On my music. Okay, so we're gonna assign a manager. So Metal Shaper doesn't have that much to do right now. So he's mostly acting as kind of a hauler. So I'm gonna have Silent Shock be my organizer. Perfect, okay, good. Metal Shock, or Silent Shock, is gonna be a manager. And we need a bookkeeper. I mean, we could just elevate one of the peasants to do it. You know, it's a sort of form of nobility, but not really. So Ryan. And maybe we'll elevate him to a proper noble role later on. So Silent Shock and Ryan. Oh, saving. I gotta remember those names because they're still gonna have their custom profession as opposed to their noble tile. I don't remember. Maybe their noble tile does show up. I just have to remember the names to assign them to the seats properly. Music's a little on the higher side. We could drop it like just. Can I get 18%? There you go. I brought it from 20% to 18%. 18's good. Kind of the idea of a pit that dwarves drop refuse off the edge into the black abyss. Your first... Oh, you got your first artifact. And it's a door. Oh, that's quite cool. Is it possible that, like, building destroyers can't smash artifact doors? And you can do funky stuff with that? Silent Shock and Ryan, and we'll put on the auto allocate too. In my experience, the auto allocate to those roles never really worked, and I still had to end up manually allocating them. Maybe they just run daily or something like that. There you go. Okay, manager, bookkeeper are now jobs that exist. Artifact doors are not indestructible. Okay, maybe they're just really strong. Go. That's starting to be dug out. Lovely. And we can even do decorations appropriate to the theme. And yeah, we still have the stairs set up to go down. Oh, okay. No more booze to make. Oh, not with fruits, but that's okay. What is this game? Welcome to Dwarf Fortress, Vexrus. One of the greatest games ever made. Not very user-friendly user interface. In fact, it's potentially user hostile. But don't worry, they are working on a Steam version which got a completely redone UI. It's still not going to be an easy game to play, but it'll be slightly more accessible. My one dwarf, slowly getting some smoothing done. It's going to take a while, especially with the fact that I do have the floor designated for smoothing. I guess what I could do, maybe I will go and cancel some of the floor smoothing designations. Just to save some time. Well, I might put them back on. Mostly I want the wall smooth, because they'll look a lot better when we've got this. It's too bad this tile set doesn't have diagonal looking walls, because those are often very spiffy looking, but nobody except me knows how to say my username. I'm just gonna call you Vex, man. Remind me of one of the characters from Lost Girl. Very fun TV show. Until they ruined it. I think mostly they just kept getting their budget cut, so they had to cut interesting characters. Little horsey fool! I think he's just running around. I don't know if there's a Dwarf Fortress type plugin, or DF Hack type plugin to automatically add new critters to a zone. Maybe if a parent is assigned to it, if the mother's assigned to it, maybe the child gets auto-assigned. I don't know. You love Lost Girl? Yeah, it's a great show. I'll call him Bob. Everyone with an unpronounceable name is now Bob. Oh, those are our turkeys. Right. I guess the turkeys are just going to run around free for now. until we get our flesh render floor going, because they're going to be responsible for farming, or not for farming, but for butchering, but also animal care. Game looks like defragmentation software for the 90s. It's so true. I love it. I love it. Okay, one of the things I can do here right now is I can start putting down some detonation for some of these doors. Like that. And then we're putting down some more over here too. And that. What's this white stuff in the wall? Probably gems? Opal clusters, yeah. And then that's Garnierite, which is a nickel-bearing ore. So these green little blobs over here we can smelt down for nickel, which isn't terribly useful. But we can use our nickel maybe for making our flasks and things. I always love it when we have access to lead. And I just make all my drinking flasks out of lead because it sounds like a terribly bad idea and therefore it's hilarious. I do like what this is going to do over here. That's going to look really nice. So probably what I'll end up doing is having each one of these wings be dedicated to like different maybe sub-production. Nickel chains? Oh, that's good. Nickel mugs. I don't know. Zone command for well, yes. I for zone. That's not what I'm asking about. I have a zone set up for the pasture. I just don't know. I don't think you can set like just automated rules. Unless that's what you're saying. I was looking for automated zone rules over here. It is already nice that Dwarf Fortress gives us better filters. So I can filter out non-grazing, filter out things that are already pastured, makes it really easy to find new things that need to be added. In before lead poisoning next patch. I mean, it's Dwarf Fortress, right? Inevitably something like that'll probably happen. I don't know, but a little bit of lead mostly just, you know, lowers the IQ and gives neurological disorders and things like that. My dwarves are basically already have that going on. We need another migration wave, really, before I get my first permanent military squad up. Because I can't really afford to take anyone else. But at this point, we've got a decent number of people doing all the roles. Really, the next migration wave, unless someone's got some sort of incredible skill, can basically be all peasants. And then what we can do is we can take hauling off of all of our caste dwarves properly. And then some of those peasants can then be converted into soldiers as well. Even if it's just a little squad of like 2 or 3 to get started. Okay. Might be nice to have more smoothers. On the other hand, only having one person smooth will give us someone who can smooth extraordinarily, or engrave later on extraordinarily well. Stone detailing. I'm helping. You really don't have any skill in it yet? You're halfway to level 1. I'm surprised it's taking you that long. Oh, you're also making some rock mugs. Oh, yeah. You know what? I don't know, that's pretty important. I took off your mining. Do I want to take off the other roles? Well, I'm going to take off masonry. I guess you've been developing some skill over here. Maybe we will end up recruiting another stone knocker and make them the dedicated smoother. Now, we have no elves nearby, so we're not going to get an elven trade caravan, well, ever. But we're not going to get one in spring, because elves come in spring, humans come in the summer, and we do have humans nearby, so they should come. And dwarves come in the fall. Are migration waves locked to a particular season? Like, there's no trade caravans by default in the winter. Is that when migrants come? Or do they just come randomly anytime? Dwarf Fortress migrants. The wiki doesn't give a hint. The date on which immigrants appear in a season seems to be fixed at the start of that season. No, I think, as far as I know, migrants can come anytime. Ask, and ye shall receive. Ask, and ye shall... Oh my god, I like the little animated snow emotes. Alright, so what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to auto-nick. Bam. And our migrants will arrive. There we go. We'll let them arrive and get themselves set up in the hall, and then we'll check Dwarf Therapist to see how many there are. and we'll properly assign them to be peasants, and then potentially elevate some who might have come with skill to something. Migrants come when you least expect them. And we still don't have the ability to airlock the outside. So if this migrant waves has were creatures, again, we've got the cheat mode on a dwarf therapist, we'll just eject them right away, because otherwise we're probably just doomed. Wheelbarrows are finally done. Well, that's going to be good. That's going to help with some of this. Okay, they're probably all on the map now, so let's open up our dwarf therapist. We'll do a reread, sort by migration wave. So we got 6 adults. There might be some children in there. We don't know. We had Alien, Brixified, Garfy, Makey maybe, Tokugawa, other things, and Warwolf. So first, we're going to set you all to be peasants. But let's see here. Warwolf actually has got a fair bit of carpentry-oriented skills already. He was clearly one of the woodwhackers from the previous fort, like from wherever they came from. That wouldn't be bad. I guess let me switch over to professions here. Because we only have the one woodwhacker. So it might be good to have a second one. We can have them split their workload. That wouldn't be the worst thing ever. No one else... So yeah, we already have Monty and Ryan. No one else from that wave, I think, had anything particularly extraordinary. Level 6 cloth making's not bad for Makey. So cloth making is part of our plant tender class. So Makey might end up becoming a plant tender later on. Right now, we're going to leave him as a peasant, though. And in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the hauling from our casted dwarves over here. Actually, I'm doing that wrong. Hang on, cancel. Because there might have been some of the peasants. Yeah, we're just going to remove hauling here, here, and here. So our casted dwarves are not going to be doing any hauling anymore. I think I like the idea of making Warwolf into a woodwhacker. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, do I want to split this? Well, Alex Candy doesn't have any skill yet in bowery. It's not a job that comes up very often. And higher quality, I think is useful. Okay, with crossbows, higher quality crossbows, is it that it doesn't impact range, but it does impact melee when they use it that way? Or does it impact everything? I don't know. Woodcrafts aren't something that come up very often. Woodcutting, we can both have it on, although I think we only have one axe. Unless Warwolf brought his own axe, which he might have because of his skill. He might have brought an axe with him. So we'll leave that on. Alex is, maybe I'll turn off Warwolf's carpentry. Because Alex is much better at it. Maybe I'll do that, and I'll turn off the other jobs for Alex. So basically, Alex is only going to do carpentry, if it's available. So he's going to be single-minded, but he's going to start being very good at it. So Alex might spend a lot of time idle. But again, normally I'm like all about the efficiency, and I want to use auto labor to keep as many... all my dwarves busy as possible. But here we really are going to be trying... Oh my god, you just went up a skill level. I guess the game's not paused in the background, which is a little bit dangerous. Okay. Oh, I can see a dwarf was grabbing a wheelbarrow, probably from the stone stockpile over here, which is great. You seem to be thirsty. Oh, you're drinking currently. Drink icon, not the thirst icon. Or maybe we're thirsty, which is why you're drinking. Okay, this area is all done. What do we have here? Various gems and things. I mean, I could dig that out and then rebuild the wall using Phyllite. And once it's smooth, it'll all look the same. But maybe I'll just smooth for now. I can always go and dig it out later regardless. So we're going to go with smooth stone. I'm going to do this. I don't think it'll cancel the dig designation, but I was just a little worried. I suppose I should test it. Oh. Hang on. I royally fucked that up. Okay. Smooth. Yeah, okay, so this is fine. So it's not gonna override any of my digs, so I can actually just do this. Okay, good. That'll be a lot easier going forward. Okay, so this is our stone knockers floor. Now, there are 2 workshops we're going to associate with the stone knockers, which is the crafts dwarf and the masons. And I think that's it. I missed a spot? Am I smoothing? Did I? Maybe I did. Maybe it was an old message. So I think it's only those 2 workshops. Center room, top left. Okay, I'll take a look in a sec. So 2 Mason's workshop and 2 Craft Dwarf's workshop. As things grow, we might get more and more. The thing is, I don't know if we need this much space for the stone knockers, but again, we might make them their own place. On the dig cancel. Oh! Hang on. That's what you meant. Okay, tell you what. Well, center room, top left. Cancel, cancel. Oh, is this corner here? That corner there. Yeah, there we go. It's weird because once it's dug out, you can't see the symmetry the same way anymore. Okay. Get those down. And then over here, well, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a stockpile in here for stone. So it's right next to all these workshops ready to go. And then over here, we're going to have a stockpile. So the resources that are produced by the mason is, I think, all furniture. And the resources produced by the crafts workshop, at least this one here, is all going to be, I believe, finished goods. Crafts workshop can create ammo, can create different things, but if this produces any of that accidentally, I want it shifted somewhere else anyway. So I'm going to make 2 finished goods workshops, same as I was doing on the surface. This one here, which is closest to the stairway, is going to be our trading one. So it's going to forbid everything except goblets. Permit? Yes, permit is the opposite of permit. And this one here is going to permit everything other than goblets. And this one is going to be flagged as the auto trade. So, in terms of, walking distances and things like that, certainly not going to be the most efficient. But it's going to be an interesting looking fort. So, our smoother, we may have to really make him just a dedicated smoother at this point. We've got a lot to do. You're helping? Yeah, I'm going to turn off the stone crafting. In fact, I'm going to turn off everything except for stone detailing. Honestly, there's probably always going to be some stone detailing for you to do. So you'll probably always be busy. And if you're not busy some of the time, oh well. But then it is going to train up a really good engraver for us. Oh, Alex Candy already making masterwork barrels. Look at that. So we have some bridges. We don't have any levers attached to anything yet. I'm going to go ahead and get that going. So long term, we're definitely not going to want the levers in here. We're going to want a control room. But that's going to have to be okay for now. So build trap lever. How do I want to organize? I guess I can just label them. Back here. Lever. Lever. I'll just label them afterwards with some notes. Because one's going to control the bridge up here, and one's going to control the bridge that's right over here. And in practice, we'll probably want like some redundant drawbridges in here. Just to be able to airlock, segment things out, do various things that way. What do you cover staircases with to prevent people from walking through? Hatches? Buzzard stolen radish plants. Well, how rude. Have you heard any insider information about... Well, I mean, if I had insider information, I probably wouldn't be able to talk about it. So, these title changes kind of annoy me. Become a chief medical dwarf. Did that change your title in the game? And maybe it not. Maybe it doesn't override the custom titles. I think maybe recruiting and unrecruiting can reset the titles. Eat. Item inaccessible. Why are the items inaccessible? Is this what happens if they're trying to access food that's in a barrel and someone else is accessing the barrel and then it can't work? Like, I want to just say, no, I haven't heard anything. But the problem is like, at some point, if I stop saying, no, I haven't heard anything, but I just refuse to answer, you know, it's like, aha, aha. So it's like, I should just always, no, I haven't heard anything. Oh, I haven't heard anything. Occurs to me, the dwarves should really train the cats for warfare rather than dogs. Dogs need a lot of training to overcome their natural friendliness, whereas cats will brutally attack the toes of the person who has fed them their whole life. Sure, you don't need to train cats for war, though. You should, like, throw one at someone's face. Okay, we got combat, but it's probably, yeah, it's just hunting is going on. We're fighting a white stork. Hunting a white stork. All right. I just never answer for now. I mean, that would sort of be the thing, right? The standard answer should just be no comment, but the fun with that is if I answer no comment, it's just going to elicit more discussion, and that can be a lot of fun as well. Now, what's interesting here is we didn't hit any iron or any limonite down here. I think limonite is often quite close to the surface. I mean, we ran into a bunch doing the initial mining. And what's annoying is I kind of don't want all these, like, random extra paths over here. But, I'm very anxious to get the metal crafters floor up next so we can start doing metal industry. Maybe that's the one I should do next. So this was on Z level 120. So let's go down to 125 and consider doing that. Okay, wait, just making sure I got my hotkeys organized. Sorry, not 125, but 115 rather. Yeah, 115, which will hotkey to F4. We're not gonna have enough hotkeys for everything, but that's okay. So, metal crafts. I think I would like to do... I don't want all my floors to be symmetrical like this one. What metal crafting is really has two major areas. One is smelting, right? Taking the raw ore and converting it into bars. And the other half of it is converting those bars into various metal goods. Could be weapons, could be furniture, could be armor. Could be coin smelting later on. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have... I think here, I'm going to break it out of the plus. Like this. I'm going to have a hallway that goes this way. And maybe even like splits. Because I sort of want to have a smelting side. Now, what's interesting is the metal crafters in this case, who are doing the smelting, are going to have to coordinate some with our wood whackers, because our wood whackers are going to be running our furnaces. Now, at this point, the wood whackers are going to have to carry the wood very far down from the surface. Although once we hit a cavern layer, we can start doing woodsy things over there, because I don't think you can put the logs in bins or anything like that. What I could do is I could have the smelting happen on the wood burning happen on the surface, because you can put the logs into bins, or you can put the coal bars into bins and carry them around, but it's still we need a system to bring it down. I don't know if it matters too much. So I was thinking we'd do a little bit of smelting over here. So, okay. And the smelting room should almost look like metal bars. So we have space here for the raw ore, plus, well, I guess the coal itself is kind of going to be shared. Maybe this is going to be the coal bar storage here. And then the smelted bars are going to go into a stockpile here. Where, I mean, maybe we keep this look. And then over here we have the actual, like, metal crafters things. They can actually maybe access a rear hallway. Talking about non-symmetrical, but the bottom half of this is going to be non-symmetrical. Here, even do a little something like that. So, yeah. I want to connect you this way. Maybe I break this connection here. So everyone can grab their coal. So we can have wood storage here. Coal goes in here. And bars go in here. Non-coal bars. Alright. Kind of fine with that. It's kind of 7-ish. No, I don't think we got coke on the map. So I think all of our coal is going to be in the form of charcoal. You know, until we get magma smelters. Now, magma smelter is going to be interesting, because at some point, do we move our metal crafters layer? Do we abandon this layer completely? I don't think we can just YOLO down to the bottom for magma. Oh, we could pump the magma up here. That can be our big plan. Yes, pump the magma up. I love it, because it sounds like it's so ripe for terribleness. Star Dragon doing some hunting. All right. Interrupted by combat. Canto's return kill intro. Okay, that's fine. Just finding more targets. It's good. How's the wildlife? Just storks right now. We're not getting quite as much wildness as we originally feared. No coke. How about some weed? Okay. Switch 1. Link up to a bridge. Yes, on the surface. Boom, boom. Excellent. Switch 2. Link up to a bridge. This bridge. Dun, dun. And then N for notes. Place. Name. Or hold on, can I just name the lever itself? Give name Control N. That's what I want to do. Hold on. Let me delete this note. That's what I want. Control N. Surface gate. Control N. Hall entrance. Gate. Okay. Wrong lever. Why do we have that lever? Pull the lever, Gronk. So, what do our stone knockers do? Mugging mugs. Blocks and mugs. Which, yes, are things we want. Do I want to have one of my two not actually do any of that? Okay, what I'm going to do is Heiderman will do some crap. We'll do this. So we're still going to leave them on. So, like, Detrification and Heiderman might still end up doing just a bunch of masonry and stone crafting rather than mining. But we won't have them cross-pollinate. So now these 3 jobs where skill actually matters is only done by 1 each of my stone knockers. Which is going to be a little bit better for focusing their XP. While at the same time, we are eager for them to do some mining. Even though, like, our engraving's never going to finish at this point, but that's okay. I'm going to set this whole area to be smoothed, because I do want it smoothed at some point, and that's okay. So I'm helping as always. There he is, right over here. There he is helping. Smoothing the hell out of things, slowly but surely. The smoothing will start to go a lot faster as his skill goes up. It's possible he can't smooth back here. No, he should be able to. Some of the workshops can block things, but you can smooth diagonally, so that's going to be okay there. Unless it's a full blocker. But the color splackers aren't use the magma. Pump the magma up. The magma. Dwarven music's probably made by the Stone Knocker cast, and they only do rock. Oh, pump it up. I see what you're saying. Someone tell the Stone Knockers to don't knock it until they've tried it. I didn't realize this was going to invite so many puns. If I had, maybe I would have made my names even punnier. How are we doing on wildlife? Oh, you know what we could do? No, it's if I hit Z, animals, Shift B, we got our auto butcher rule set over here. which we're going to do. Start auto butcher, start auto watch. It might need a tick before it processes. Let me just change this number.